So we're celebrating 25 years in business here at Fitness Enhancement and Fit Your Ability. So we've got a really awesome offer for you guys. After I tell you about that, I've got Hayley here, one of our head office team, who's going to also quiz me and just ask me some of those tough questions I know that you guys have. And just say it how it is, because I know if you're watching this, you've looked at us before, you're interested and you're sitting on the fence for whatever reason. Some people ask you awkward questions, some don't. I think it's better off to just be transparent with everything on that note. So Hayley's going to quiz me on a few things on your behalf in a sec. But first up, our offer we have 25 years in business, pretty big milestone. So we are offering for anyone who comes in on board before Christmas is the deadline. We're offering $2,500 in bonuses. That's predominantly around the marketing area, so you can really get your business booming a lot bigger and a lot faster. So $2,500 in bonuses. We're also offering you 3 days accommodation here on the Gold Coast. No, it's not a holiday. It is for when you come and do your franchise training with us in the first week of February. That's what it's going to be for. So you got free accommodation up here as well, so you can get focused on building your business with the team that's going to be here. So that's our offer. Biggest one though is if your territory is still available. So Hayley, quiz me now on the offer, territories, all those tough questions, and yeah, this is all totally off the cuff because I know that's sort of what you guys want to hear, is just some straight up answers. So do your worst.
Okay. So yeah, Scott, just while on territories, now that you're talking about that, if I was looking at buying my own franchise, and there was already a franchise in that area, how would you go about the territories, and what is it involved? Like what's included in that territory and how far is it as well?
Sure. Well, if territory's sold, you can't own one there. We have one franchisee per territory. That's a fairly common thing in franchising, but the key is how big territories are. That's a really important thing. So ours are massive compared to most franchise systems. Okay. So if the area you want is sold, well, you simply can't buy it. That's it. Maybe you get a job with them if that's your thing, but it's not available. Depending on where you are, it may be that, whether it be, this is your first choice, but this one's also great for you, and that's okay. But other areas, they're all sold, or there's just nothing available either side of where you want to go.
Okay, yeah, excellent. And with the, say if I was looking at purchasing my first franchise, is there different payment options, or what are the different plans out there for me, and the costs involved with becoming a franchise owner? Yeah,
so depending on the area you're looking at, we do have different prices and different special offers on. We do have some areas where we do have 10 grand off available at the moment. Basically areas that we really want to be in where we're turning away business at the moment. Yeah. So your best thing to do is reach out, confirm your postcode, chat with Hayley or one of the other team. You can reach out to me, you've spoken before, but normally it's go see these guys first and actually suss out if your area is available first of all. Because we do only have that one territory per franchisee, you won't actually know until you speak to us. So it's in our website, it says we're everywhere, but that's because any other unsold areas, we give those inquiries to the nearest neighbouring franchisee. Yeah. So yeah, reach out, have a chat to us. To put in perspective though, our franchise cost, we're a mobile fitness franchise, right? We are a tiny fraction of the cost of any bricks and mortar fitness franchise, including all those ones we beat for franchise group of the year, just reminding everyone of that, because we're a mobile service franchise. We're good value and cheaper than a lot of other mobile service franchise systems out there because you need very little equipment to be a PT. We cost more than if you're doing gym rent or something, because you're buying a real business with us. You're not renting somebody else's business full of competition in the gym. So yeah, reach out, have a chat. If you've got the pricing webinar from us, we've got a whole webinar we can just send you through that says all the prices and details around that. Ongoing fees, questions we get about that?
Yes, so what are the ongoing costs, and how does that work with the franchise business?
Sure, we intrinsically have two ongoing costs. We have a 7% franchise service fee. That's essentially the work we do for you ongoing, and to be blunt, that's where we make our money. The more you turn over, the better we do. We do cap that once you're turning over $250,000 per year, because our best franchisees do not need the most help, so we put a cap on it. The better you do, the better we do. That is a fair system and how it should be, I believe. And then we have a 3% National Area Marketing Fund, which is a fund that's collectively every franchisee's money, not our money. And that's to grow and promote and advertise all the franchisees evenly around the country as well. As far as, I guess, mandatory fees, that is pretty much it, really. Anything else is optional. Yeah, we sometimes get questions about then how that works, so feel free to quiz me on anything you've been asked before on that topic.
Fees?
Yeah, in regards to like what it costs to be, or cost versus investment, or whatever.
Yeah. So how long, like how long would it take for me to be getting my money back? I guess in terms of how long would it take me to be starting to make a profit, and like how much profit would I be making, in relative towards the cost of fees?
Yeah, we always get that question. So in regards to the ongoing fees, so 7% and 3%, two different fees for two different reasons. We are typically charging about 20 to 30% more than the average personal trainer. So sometimes we get someone, most people won't say it this blunt, but they're thinking it, hence this video, to just say it, right? Some people are like, I'm going to lose 10% of my income, but we're always like, but you're going to charge 20 to 30% more than you were to then lose, to use your words, 10% of your income. You're still going to be better off.
Right.
And then when it comes to the NDIS income, the vast majority of it you cannot get without our help. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
So it's income you can never get without us, and you're charging substantially more. The reason we can charge substantially more, we're Australia's largest mobile PT company, Australia's largest NDIS registered fitness company. We've got 25 years behind us of being credible. You'd want to hope we can charge more than the one-man show.
Yeah.
Now, if you are the one-man show, we don't make you a better PT. I'd want to hope you're already great before you come on board. But you'd want to hope that with that credibility behind you versus just being a one-man show, you can charge a higher rate, right? Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's good.
Yep.
And what sort of, how much support do you get with becoming a franchise owner? Like, how do we get support, like franchise support in terms of marketing? What other support services do you offer within the franchise?
We're here to make you successful. The reason our fees are a percentage of turnover, it starts from the beginning of it comes with help and support. We're here to help you succeed. We're a business partnership first and foremost. Franchise is a legal term we have to fall under.
Okay.
We're first and foremost business partner. Now, Hayley's what people giving the franchise support.
Yes.
I'll ask you, how much support do you give people when they call up?
We give them a lot of support. We give you a lot of support.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any limits?
No. No. So we do, daily phone calls, emails. Whenever the franchisees need our help, we're pretty much there to help them.
Yep.
They can contact us at majority of the time.
Yep.
Email we do prefer, obviously. But no, we pretty much are there for them 24/7. And the ones that don't need the help, we just check in every now and again and make sure that they're being compliant and following all those things.
I'm gonna put it back on you. What if they don't think they need help, but we think they need help? What do we do then?
So in that situation, well, obviously we have a lot of our team meetings and our monthly meetings. So within that, we will generally, go through their KPIs. So we have performance indicators where we look at people's performance, obviously. And then we'll generally give them a one-on-one call or set up a meeting or, and just chat to them individually if there is something that they do need to work on. Or if they need extra help with that. So, they might be doing really well in one area, but they need that additional help in other areas, which would obviously just help them with and support as well.
Yeah, and I liken it to those of you guys who are PTs, kind of know this already. I liken it to the way we are with clients, right? So I actually liken that support to a little bit like with clients. Now, you guys who are PTs know this. You guys who are looking to become PTs probably know this. Not every client is the same. Some clients need more help with their strength. Some need it with their cardio. Some need it with nutrition. Some love being pushed and held really accountable. Others don't love it. Some have big, huge goals. Some have small goals. And a good PT can relate back to that person and find the right balance for them. So we're the same. There's no cookie cutter business with us. Yeah. Anything that's cookie cutter is more around, I guess, some systems and processes to make your life easy, and only taking people of sort of, I guess, shared values on board. Because if you're complete opposite to everyone else, then you might not be the right fit. But if we're all shared values, well, it's kind of like we've all got the same mindset. Yeah. So that kind of helps. So yeah, I guess think clients, because that's a common thing with franchising you get to is how much do you control me and my business, and stuff too, right? It's your business. You are the boss. I'm not the boss. You're the boss. My favourite line is, I'm your guilty conscience, not your boss.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that one works well.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So if I've been in the franchise for a period of time, and I wanted to go for whatever reason, what happens in those situations, or if I'm wanting to change something else, or what are my options?
Yeah, cool. You're going, it's not for me anymore for whatever reason, good reasons or bad reasons. What are the options? Yeah, and that does happen sometimes. So it's a 5-year franchise term. Again, that's a fairly standard thing in franchising, but the big thing to remember is you're not locked into not being able to do anything for 5 years. You can sell it at any stage you like within that 5-year period. We've had lots of people sell it for a lot more than what they bought it for because of personal changes, life changes, whatever, and that's fine. If we can go from, but for us personally, if we can upgrade from a franchisee who wants to change their career to one who this is their dream career, well, that's good, and that's a win-win situation for us. So within that, you can sell at any stage you like. Franchise code comes into a fair bit. These are the laws that franchise systems have to come under. I guess Fair Work would be totally different, but same sort of deal in that respect. There's certain laws that whether you like it or not, you have to follow the Fair Work laws. We're the same with franchising. So we legally have to allow someone to sell it, but our, I guess, sort of values and ethos around it is we're more than supportive. We're going, our job is to make you successful. Our job is to not have you make us as much money as possible. Granted, that will hopefully happen if you're successful, but so the first and foremost goal, we're successful. Exactly. And if you don't want to be in it and you want to move on and sell it, well, you're probably not going to be as successful as we'd like, so we'd be very supportive of someone doing that.
Yeah, okay, awesome. No, that's good. And in terms of buying the franchise, do I need to have my personal training qualifications, or can anyone purchase the franchise, or is there a particular franchisee that you look for? Good
question. So we tend to get, I would say, a huge proportion of our clients, the majority of our franchisees are qualified PTs. I'd say it's in a very ballpark guideline. About a third are super experienced PTs, about a third are brand new PTs, and about a third are not PTs, and some do become PTs, some don't. So technically speaking, you do not need to be a PT. If we look at what I do, go for it.
You're right.
Thank you. It's all right. I'll pause that for 1 sec there. So about a third of as a very ballpark guideline, about a third of our franchisees are experienced PTs and haven't found their right fit in the industry and want to get a real business they can build. About a third are new PTs and this is their first experience. About a third are not PTs. Some of them go and become PTs, some of them don't. You technically speaking do not need to be a PT. If you look at what I do in my job, I'm a franchisee too, right? I'm the original franchisee, and Hayley in her role is almost acting like a franchisee, where she's helping to run the Nerang location. Most things you do, you can do without being a PT. It's just taking a client face to face. You need to be a PT. So you can do your personal training qualifications through us. If you buy it with the franchise, we charge $3,000 to do it with us and the company that we're working closely with.
So that's you can add it on to the franchise.
Add it on, absolutely. Yep. And that's a really good way to do it as one big package. But technically speaking, you don't need to be a PT. We do support work to remember, and to be a support worker, you actually don't need any qualifications, which is quite surprising, I know. But most low-level support workers, the sort of work we do not have any formal qualifications.
Okay, so as part of the franchise, we can do personal training as well as support work included in that franchise as well.
Yeah, it's very diverse. So remember, some people get confused with our two names. We've got Fitness Enhancement and Fit-ability. Really, Fit-ability is a service under Fitness Enhancement, but Fit-ability has grown so big, we're often just seen as that. So Fitness Enhancement, we've got 25 years in business, 11 years of successful franchising, Fitness Franchise Group of the Year. Fit-ability is a service within that. So the two go together. For you as an owner, you've got the NDIS is the security of the government income coming in, which is a really, really important thing. And then Fitness Enhancement, the diversity of people with all different goals, training as well. So two really different revenue streams.
Yeah.
The whole
Okay.
time.
So yeah, 2 separate revenue streams. Okay. That's awesome. Scott, if I was wanting to start my own business, how long would it take me to come on board? Say I wanted to put down the deposit, and then how long from the deposit would it take me to come on board and actually start operating as a business?
Yeah, sure. We can get people run up and running pretty quickly because it's all there and tried and proven. So if we look at the standard process of where people start, and we talk timeline as to where we are right now, we're basically the very end of October we're making this video. So basically when the next step first of all before you pay a deposit, have a good chat with me. Chat to one of these guys, chat to me. We're going to do a Zoom call to have a really good in-depth conversation. You're vetting us, we're vetting you as well. It's got to be right for both parties. Once you're ready to go with that, you put down a deposit. It's a $1,900 deposit. That reserves your territory. Now, we know, and you know how many inquiries we get, a lot. So your territory is only reserved with that $1,900 deposit.
Right.
You're not locked into starting at all or at any set timeline with that. It just reserves your territory should you wish to proceed to the next step.
Okay.
Once that's really important to do that, especially if it's an area where there's only one left, because there's only one left. Once you know you're ready to go, done a $1,900 deposit, we then commence the legal process. Our lawyer then does up your franchise agreement for you. You intrinsically hire our lawyer to do your agreement. You'll receive that probably within a couple of weeks of doing your deposit if you choose to go forward straight away. Once you receive that, you're not legally allowed to sign it for 14 days. It's a franchise code cooling off period. That's the time to quiz us on anything further. It's a great big scary bit of paperwork, of course, because that's how these things are. But again, that's good for you guys. Again, it's a little bit like the Fair Work example, right? It's a lot of stuff that you'll probably never pay any attention to, but it's all there for a reason to make sure you're looked after, we're looked after. It's all good for the greater good.
Okay.
So once you sign and seal within that, so which based on the timeline right now would be maybe a month from now if you're going fast on it, then you're a signed and sealed franchisee. Our special offer we only have going the $2,500 bonus if you are on board by Christmas time, as in before that big Christmas period hits. So I think it's 20th of December or something from memory. If you're signed and sealed and paid up by then. That's what our special offer is. It's a $2,500 bonus, and that is your 3 nights accommodation when you have your franchise training. The goal of that is to have you in the first week of February franchise training and starting your business immediately after that. But I say the goal, you don't have to. It could be that you're going for personal reasons, you want to start in July next year. That's okay. You're signed and sealed, you've reserved the area, you've paid everything, but you're incurring no ongoing fees whatsoever until you actually kick off trading in your business. So it gives you that peace of mind that that's there ready for you when you make your whatever change you're doing in life. It gives us peace of mind because we know you're on board, but there's no financial pressure to be doing anything. That's pretty simple compared to if you think about setting up a bricks and mortar business of any type. There's a lot more complications within that. Even if you think about setting up your own independent one, it's the amount of time it takes to get an amazing website that actually ranks on Google. It takes a lot of time, money and effort to do that. So we just do it all for you. So it really is that turnkey operation.
Okay, awesome. And how long does the training go for when we do our franchise training? How much training do we get, and how long does that go for?
So we do 3 days of really in-depth training here in our studio on the Gold Coast, in Nerang we are, your accommodations nearby, and that's very in-depth training. Now the reality is no one remembers everything after 3 days, so we then have 10 weeks of really solid, ongoing weekly franchise training calls for all the new franchisees coming on, and any existing ones just want to jump in and catch up on something as well. We really encourage people to do that. So that's 10 weeks, that's much more comprehensive. Normally actually takes about 12 weeks including public holiday or whatever. That normally seems to always happen. And from that you're really up and running and really flying along by the end of that. But we're there for ongoing support. It's never like you completed your training, we're not talking to you now, we're there the whole time. I'm normally saying to people when there's a little problem, that is when you should talk to us. Do not wait till it's a big problem. Big problems become big problems because you can talk to us when there's a little problem.
Cool. And how long is this offer going for? How long are you going to be running the offer for?
Yeah, we're going to be running it for the next month, basically. So to the end of November, because that's the only time you could be able to get signed and sealed. It's more the fact that you've got to be signed and sealed by the 20th, whatever the date was, before Christmas actually kicks in. Signed and sealed and paid up before that happens to get that deal.
Awesome.
But I'd say the bigger one than that, it's a great offer, but the bigger one is more, if your territory's sold, you'll never get in. That's probably the bigger
So
I guess not a bonus, it's a bigger worry for someone potentially.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So making sure those territories are available.
Yep, absolutely. Anyway, you know that you reach out, have a chat to these guys, because we say we're everywhere on the website because it gets us more inquiries, right? I think my big push would be, if you've been sitting on this for a little while and going, oh, maybe I will, maybe I won't, and whether it be this or anything else in the industry, just make a leap and make 2025 your year to make a change in what you're doing, career-wise, both satisfaction-wise and financial-wise. Don't just sort of sit back and be accepting something you're not overly happy with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that sounds
Awesome.
good.
Alrighty. Well, we'll hopefully do this in person soon. See ya.